Hello everybody! Today we're going to be practicing our watercolor techniques. Let's begin with a wet on wet wash. We're going to wet our paper first and then paint over it. When we do this, we're adding extra water to the painting, and the paint is going to travel wherever the water is. It can kind of flow across your paper, and it makes color blending a little bit easier. Everything's going to look very soft and feathery in this area. Now, if you're just painting normally as we would, your lines are going to be a little more crisp when you are doing wet on dry versus wet on wet. Makes a difference. Okay, let's look at another technique. Dry brushing. So my brush is dry, I haven't dipped it in any water, and I can get a little bit more texture off of it. Okay, let's try something else now. We're going to paint a small section of our paper. And we're going to shake some table salt over it. The salt kind of sucks up some of the water and it leaves behind this really cool dotted texture. After the painting is dry, you can later flake off the salt if it bothers you. But otherwise we just leave it on and it really is a cool texture. Another technique is masking. Masking is something you can do if you have an area that you want to remain white. So I'm just going to put a few strips down for the example, and then you paint right over it. And then when you're through, you'll just carefully peel up the masking tape. Works great. Okay, another technique. Let's try something else. We will try wet blending, where we're going to be mixing a couple different colors. And really the key to getting the colors to blend nicely is water. The more water you have, the easier those colors are going to flow into other colors. And you can make nice clean edges within a shape. Alright, for our next technique, we're going to take a look at washes. Washes are basically when you're covering a large area of space. Usually it's something you do for your background. So a flat wash would be giving equal amounts of paint color to the area so that it's the same value. A gradated wash would be, as you are swiping, you're kind of cleaning your brush off so that you're losing some of that color and it's going to fade out. It's a little tricky, so you might even have to go back and you can darken the color at the top, and then you'll have more of a value scale. It will go from dark to light. You can also do washes with two different colors and have them blend together in the middle. Another great technique is blotting. This is especially good if you make a mistake with your painting. With some paper towel or toilet paper, you can suck up a good amount of your paint. It's also a nice way to dry it, and it gives it a good texture. Crayon resist. This is a technique that we've been using since you guys were in kindergarten. You can draw details with a crayon, or you can use an oil pastel and then just paint on top of it. The oils in the crayons do not mix with the water, and so they sit separately from each other and they don't interact. Having a lot of water also helps with this. If your brush is a little too dry, you might actually end up covering up your crayon. Okay, last one we're going to do today. We're going to paint a section, like doing a wash. And then washing out our brush and making sure our brush is really wet, we add a water drop. And you can see that it blooms out from the center. It's a really, really cool technique. It makes a nice light area where the water stopped dropping. And it kind of makes the paint go to the edges of the water drop. So something fun for you to try. I hope you enjoyed these techniques that you saw. I know this was a quick demo. These are all things that you can use in the future for any watercolor project. And stay tuned for more videos.